Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Comic Moron, and today I will be collaborating with Jeff Mario again.
Hey guys, so I know it's pretty weird because I've been here for the past two times, first in the Sigmaron channel and now here. Actually, this is the third time I'm doing this with him. You may think we both on the channel, but it's our channel, I promise.
No,
So
no, no.
with
He's
that,
gonna he's gonna become
we
an
can,
owner soon. He's gonna become an owner soon. I'm not kidding.
yep.
I'm not gonna lie. He's gonna become an owner soon. Today we'll be reviewing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale. So without any further ado, let's begin. Jeff, what did you think of the finale?
I thought that it was pretty good. Okay, I really liked it. It was
Satisfying.
better than for me. Yeah, definitely for me
Definitely better
as
than. I
yeah,
think we hyped
definitely.
up. We hyped up WandaVision too much.
Yeah, but I can say that
We
because
overhyped it. We did the damage to ourselves.
yeah, that's something. But I do have some kind of. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, first thing is that it's not like Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the perfect series. Okay, it's not that just because I'm an MCU fan, I'm gonna go straight all love, no hate. It's not hate, but then I do want to constructively criticize it. So first of all, I really liked the flow of the story. Okay, it was a really good story. There was a nice character arc, mostly to the John Walker character who played Captain America,
Hell
and
yeah.
then later on to the U.S. agent. So I really think that's a really good character arc, and I think each of the characters have really evolved throughout the episodes so far. Though it only has six episodes, we have connected a lot with the characters. And this series is somewhat different from what we see normally, because normally we have a proper antagonist and we have a proper protagonist. So we have those contrasts between them. We have the difference of opinions, and that leads them to fight. And then we find ourselves to, opinionate with the protagonist mostly. But in this, we also sympathize for the antagonist, which is Scarly. So we really don't know
I
where
don't
we fit.
sympathize. That is one flaw of the show, that the character of Kali was actually created to make us feel bad for him. No way throughout the show, until she died, did I actually feel really bad for her. Like, this character was supposed to sympathize with it. I didn't feel that. Whenever the power brokers appeared on screen, I would rather just drift off. So that
Yeah,
was a huge flaw.
I think I agree with your argument on the power broker, but with the Kali thing, I think I have sympathized with their movement as an overall thing, like the one world, one people thing. It really inspired me because I'm looking at it with the parallel of our real world today. So I think to me personally, because your experiences might be different than mine, I really sympathize with the idea of what they were going for, but
Yeah,
the means they took for doing that was what went wrong actually, and that's what makes them the antagonist, not the protagonist.
yeah. And for some reason, I didn't really find it interesting. Also, again, my opinion,
Yeah,
like,
right.
it was created, the idea of it was amazing, but how they
In,
portrayed it and how they wrote them, as you said, that was really weak. The next thing we should talk about is Falcon. Oh, sorry, Captain America. I This is how you make small mistakes in life. So what do you think of our new Captain America? What do you think of him? He
I
deserves
think
that shield.
it's really, yep, I really think he deserves the shield because Steve Rogers himself passed on the legacy to him. So that's the first thing which comes to mind. So that's completely fine. But let's just get out of the movie point of view. Let's just get out of the cinematic verse point of view. Let's just be as audience, okay, a normal audience watching the cinema. What do we feel? So let me just draw parallels with Spider-Man: The Miles Morales movie. So when that first came out, I heard people say that why are they making a black Spider-Man? What's wrong with them? Have
You
they
mean
made
Into the
Spider-Man?
Spider-Verse?
Yeah. So that was like, why should they do that? I mean, he's not Peter Parker. And but then when for the people who didn't read the comics, of course, but then when they watched the movie, they learned that this character is not Peter Parker. He's Miles Morales. He's some other character with a different story, and it's also about black empowerment. So similarly here, they really build up the thing, and with the whole Black Lives Matter situation, I think this story is really a story which needed to be told to the audience. And the way they did it is really nice. I really enjoyed it.
Really, the idea of a black Captain America is just what we all needed. Diversity. And the writers were writing the show. They weren't like, okay, we're just going to make a Captain America, blue eyes, blonde hair, the super soldier serum. He's white. No, we're going to go completely different with this character. We're going to make him a simple man. They're going to make a simple man and we're going to make him Captain America. And that is what really inspires me, that anyone can be a superhero in their own life. You don't need superpowers. It's your it's your
Exactly.
morals. And when he was making that speech, here's the interesting thing. When he was making that speech, I was just thinking, what if they make a Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson? And boom, 10 hours later, Captain America 4 being in development. And that is a huge win. I really feel like they need to do this, but they should just make it separate from the Captain America trilogy, because that's different.
Yeah,
Like I
I
don't I
agree
don't
with
want them
that.
to confuse audiences. Like it will just
So
seem like a
about
reboot.
the trilogy, yeah, it's really interesting because when we see like let the trilogy be the trilogy because we had enough of the Steve Rogers Captain America that was a separate saga. So we want to start a new phase rather than calling it Captain America 4. We would try to call it something else. Hopefully, that's what Marvel does with it. So I really agree with that.
I don't want them to just ruin that storyline and then make them just put another different character in the lead role. We've seen a lot of movie franchises which replace the lead. I think uh, Samuel Wilson should have his own trilogy, and it would be neat for him. I don't think they should even name it Captain America. Maybe just name it Captain Falcon.
You
I
choose.
don't.
I mean, yeah, it could be a different name, but then he is Captain America right now, so we can really call him Captain America.
And remember
Also,
when?
you me on this, but then let's talk about the suit. Okay, the suit is good.
Oh
Then,
my
but
God! This, like,
I
look at this.
think
Jeff,
I
Jeff, Jeff,
think
Jeff,
okay,
just look at this. Just look at this. In the Wonder Vision finale, comic accurate suit for Wanda.
I
Falcon
think
in the
that's
Winter
perfect.
Soldier finale, comic accurate suit for Falcon. Like literally, bro, I feel like they just created these TV shows. Let's just show how comic accurate the MCU can still be. So that's what I really love about.
But you may argue with me on this one, okay, because you love it so much, because I don't. Okay, I'm being honest. I really, I don't think that it's the best. I think it could still evolve because if you take Iron Man's comic based suit and then his MCU version, the MCU version is definitely 10 times, what, 50 times better than the one in the comics.
Bro, those
Because
were the bro. Those designs were in the '60s or something. Like, look
yeah,
where
I agree.
we haven't. We're
Yeah,
in 20.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad, but they don't. I don't think they deserve a long screen time because I think it still could be darker. Because I saw the potential in Captain America. I mean, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Now that's what we're gonna call it. I saw the potential of making it a dark one. So I think it could be done with the suit also because it doesn't
They'll
need
give
to
him
be
a
all
new suit,
bright.
man. Like they gave it to
Yeah,
Steve. Why wouldn't they do it for him? And by
yeah,
the way,
definitely.
Wanda, you're looking for dark, right? What about Wanda's? It looked perfect, right? At least admit that. That
Yeah,
looked perfect.
I think that was good. I think that was better than the Falcon suit when he turned into Captain America. At least that's my perspective. I'm not arguing with anyone.
It felt
That's my point.
MCU. It felt like an MCU suit, but a comic suit at the same time. But let's talk about US Agent. What do you think about him?
I think that John Walker's evolution as a character arc that was really good because what I feel is that they really pitched it to the audience that this guy is a bad guy. Meaning, some actors they play the character so well that they turned out to be hated as a person. So that's what real hardcore people who are out of their brains. They went started hating on Wyatt Russell, which is such a bad thing. But
Yeah,
then
that's
he played
stay in your limit.
really well.
Stay in your limits, guys, please.
Exactly.
Hate the character, not the actor. If you hate the character,
Exactly.
then that means the actor is actually doing a great job. So
Yeah.
yeah,
This also happened with Christopher Waltz when he played as Landa in Inglorious Bastards. If you didn't know, it's a movie directed by Quentin Tarantino. It came like
this guy's a
some
huge
years back.
Quentin Tarantino fan. I'm a Nolan fan. We are not the same.
Okay, back to the topic. I think he played the character really well, and the way they wrote the character was really interesting because they made it like a really douchey guy in the beginning, but then he really evolved because people. I've seen that. If you've seen that post on Instagram, Ahmed, I think you sent it. The one where he, instead of taking revenge on Kali, he saves the hostages on the
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. That proved that he's a good man
really his
still.
evolution. Because before he killed someone else for his friend's death, who is not actually the killer, but then he kept proclaiming it again and again that he's the one who killed, so he could justify himself as a good person. This may be off topic, but then I still want to keep this out there that many people today, okay, they claim to be good people, they claim to be honest and dedicated and all that sorts of stuff, but then truly they must have done something bad. They all have skeletons inside their closet, so they must have done something bad, but then they hide it and they cover it and they keep on branding themselves as good people, and that's really disappointing. But then John Walker, he's evolved, so that's something inspiring, I'd say, in a form of story they've done
Yeah,
it.
because now
I
he
mean,
knows that he can't kill, the people who took his friend's life away. So he just blames himself. He hasn't. He just feels helpless, and he's trying to make himself feel better. But the real question is, what do you think about him becoming U.S. agent in the finale? Like Madam Hydra, also known as her real name is actually Valentina Falan. I don't know, it's some long name, but she's known as Madam Hydra. That's her comic name. So, what do you think? Is she going to set up the Thunderbolts? They're like Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. So, we know that Abomination is returning. Yeah, so
yeah.
Kevin Feige confirmed it in She Hulk. So, he's going to be returning. Then we've got Baron Zemo, and we've got Thunderbolt Ross, who's going to make his next appearance in Black Widow. Jeremy Renner also confirmed that we'll see more of Ronin. So, what do you think? Will he really join the Thunderbolts? Maybe the Dark Avengers. So, what do you really? What's your take on this?
I think it will be more like the Dark Avengers rather than the Thunderbolts. My take on this would be it's interesting that these cinematic universes, let it be DC or let it be Marvel, they're giving space for these anti heroes. So, what really demonstrates as a moral point of view is, again, sorry if I'm boring you with the moral
No,
point of
no,
view fact.
no. That's it.
It's like no one is perfect. Everyone has their flaws. No one is completely good. No one is completely bad. But then everyone has a good motive. I mean, at least these people who are maybe sided by the society have some value within them which they could use for the good. So I think the return of Abomination and the Vengeful of the Ronin, or let it be the U.S. agent, I think it could really form the Dark Avengers, and I think it's really it would be a nice thing to watch, to be honest.
And now, finally, to the most important part is that what about Sharon Carter? Why is she acting so sus all of a sudden?
Because she's the power broker in it.
I know, but still, bro, like the power broker wasn't supposed to be really evil, and I don't just see Sharon Carter as an evil character. She seems badass, but she's not the type of character to be turned into a villain. So what's up with her? Is she a Skrull, or could she be Mystique? Because remember, she actually asked for access to the government's weapons and all those facilities and everything. So could she be Mystique? Because if you watch the X-Men movies, you know how much she hates the government. So what if this
Yeah.
is Mystique and she's used Sharon Carter's name? Because I don't think Sharon Carter will go this far because of Peggy Carter, of her respect. So I don't think really it's Sharon Carter. It might be a Skrull or Mystique. If it's Mystique, that's good because it leads directly to the mutants in the MCU. And now Disney has bought Fox, so now they can start bringing all the mutants. But we've been waiting for a mutant since WandaVision. Well, actually, since a long time, ever since the MCU began. Like in Iron Man 1, there's a deleted post credit scene. Remember when Nick Fury confronts Tony Stark? He speaks of mutants. But the problem is they had to cut that out because of Fox's deal. Fox had rights to the characters. So they couldn't use the mutants name. But now they can
Exactly.
use, and that is why they didn't use the Scarlet Witch name. They didn't call Wanda the Scarlet Witch until WandaVision, because that is when Disney finally bought Fox. So that was really neat. And we've had mutants actually since 2015, now that I think of it, but we just couldn't call them mutants in the MCU because of that deal.
Yeah.
But now Marvel has full freedom to everything. They're making R-rated movies, then they're making mutant movies, and then a Fantastic Four movie. Marvel has so much freedom right now. They can do anything they want right now. There's no conservativeness in what they do. They don't have to stay in limits. They can cross limits. Although just stay safe with the rating of the movies. Like
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though it's a PG-13 show, they can still do dark moments. Sharon Carter, I think, is a Skrull because we know that Secret Invasion is releasing. This could really set up the Secret Invasion Disney Plus TV show because we saw a Skrull in the post-credit scene of WandaVision. Now imagine if Sharon Carter is a Skrull and this Skrull wants access to the weapons and the government. So what? So definitely, I think this is really setting up Secret Invasion with each show. Maybe in Loki, which is unlikely. I don't think really, but we will see a Skrull because we're slowly getting back to that. Like how each movie, each MCU movie, in the first three phases, each of them was slowly leading to Endgame. So now this could slowly lead up to Secret Invasion. This is a really neat thing that Marvel is doing. I don't really, once again, I'm not going to promise you that Sharon Carter is a Skrull. It's just my theory because she doesn't seem like that type of character to do such things. And also, speaking of gaining access to weapons of the government and everything, what if this leads into armor wars? Because you know that Tony Stark's death will play a huge role in armor wars, and how after Tony Stark's death, his tech is really going to fall into the wrong hands, and that will be devastating to see. Like after his death, people are just being selfish. The government is being selfish, but I don't
Exactly.
think they should bring Hydra into this. My theory, Hydra should never come back again. That is a different phase. If they bring Hydra back, it will just be a lazy move and a stupid move. So I don't think they should bring him back. They should bring Hammer on the other hand. And Justin Hammer, the villain from Iron Man 2, he was such an interesting character. He's gonna play a huge role in this. I bet if he's not in this TV show, I swear this TV series is going nowhere. I feel like this Armor's War show is basically what Iron Man 2 was supposed to be. Well, it is Iron Man 2, but without Tony Stark. So I feel like when we're watching Armor Wars, it's going to be devastating because they're going to keep remembering Tony Stark the whole time, and to see how his life's work is going to be used in destructive manners. What's your take? I didn't even let you speak. I'm really sorry about that.
No, I was like really mesmerized with what you're saying because I agree with whatever you said because there's really two sides to the coin. Either she could be a Skrull or not. That's there. But then whatever it is, I was really interested in the armor wars topic because to be honest, again there are again two sides to the coin, which is Justin Hammer could be a good guy now. Okay, that's there because he could have really been inspired by Tony Stark, or he could have been someone who has passed away during the snap or come back during the blip. I mean, it's the same thing because, or he's been there all along, watching everyone he loves fade away. I mean, he could really evolve as a character again. Otherwise, he could still be the same Justin Hammer we saw in Iron Man 2, and then be the really selfish person who wants just to grow his business and make more money.
I agree with
And
you. I agree with you. You know why? Because the blip is supposed to be a changing. It should be a life-changing experience for everyone. We saw that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when now people are different. They prefer the life before the snap. Some people prefer the life during the snap. Some people prefer it before the snap. Some people are preferring it after the blip. Everybody has their own different perspective of what life is now. So what you said, Justin Hammer, being a different person, that really
yeah,
makes some sense, unlike my
yeah.
theory. Like it, mine just felt lazy. Your theory
Yeah, it's
actually feel.
really possible because it's in the end of the day, it's all human psychology. So it's about how the characters choose to evolve, or the writers how they choose to write it. Because again, they could be inspired or not, and that's all a different thing. But it could really create parallel timelines.
So that was it for today, guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, don't subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Jeff Mario's channel.
Wow, you went at it. I was kidding. Subscribe to both of us because we have really good content
And
coming up.
and we can help our parents pay the electricity bills. So thank you for this.
Hopefully, one day we get monetized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what we're putting in the video, man.
Okay, back to it. So, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. There was Comic Moran with you. Peace out. Was that a good out?